It was the autumn of 1874, when the prairie winds seemed to howl with a kind of sorrow I could feel in my bones. The land was dry, brittle grass whispering under the weight of the breeze, and the sky carried that heavy, muted gold of a sun slipping toward winter. My sister and I had been walking for hours, maybe days. It's hard to tell when every step feels like it might be your last. Our moccasins were worn thin, our bellies ached with hunger, and our hearts carried the crushing grief of losing nearly everything we had known. We had seen the smoke first thin, steady, rising from a chimney against the horizon. At first, I thought it was a mirage, some cruel trick of the plains. But as we drew closer, there it stood, a small wooden homestead, a corral beside it, and a man moving slow but sure among his cattle. I remember clutching my sister's hand so tightly her knuckles turned pale, whispering that maybe, just maybe, we had found a chance to live. But in those days, nothing was simple. We were native women, our people seen as strangers, sometimes enemies, in a world that seemed to be shrinking around us. To approach a rancher was to step into unknown danger. Would he turn us away? Would he draw his rifle before asking our names? My heart pounded as we stumbled forward, too weak to hide and too desperate to turn back. The man saw us before we could speak. I'll never forget the way he froze, his hat brim shadowing his eyes, hand resting on the handle of his tool, ready but not reaching. His face was sun-worn, framed by a rough beard, his shoulders broad beneath a weathered shirt. He looked like a man who had fought hard for every plank of wood in his house, every acre of pasture his cattle grazed. We collapsed before we could explain ourselves. I heard my sister's faint cry, then the thud of my own body hitting the ground. Darkness swallowed me. When I woke, I was inside the cabin. The air smelled of wood smoke and stew, and a blanket rough as a horse's mane but warm as the sun itself was draped over me. My sister was beside me, her eyes closed but chest rising and falling with steady breaths. And then I saw him, the rancher, sitting by the fire, his boots stretched out, his rifle propped against the wall, his gaze resting on us with a kind of wary softness I hadn't expected. "You're safe," he said, voice deep as the earth itself. "And nobody gonna harm you here." Safe. It had been so long since I felt that word belonged to me. In the days that followed, he fed us, gave us water, let us rest. He didn't ask many questions at first, only that we take our strength back. His name was Jacob. He lived alone, his wife long gone to fever, no children to carry on his name. There was a loneliness about him, a silence in his eyes that matched the vast, empty plains outside. But as I grew stronger, so did my fears. We were two native women, and this kindness could vanish as quickly as it had come. I asked him once, my voice trembling like a branch in the wind, "Why do you help us? Aren't you afraid of what people might say, of what others might do if they find out?" He looked at me long and steady, his hand resting against the mug of coffee he held. "I don't give a damn what folks say," he answered. "Your people. Hungry, hurt, in need. That's all I see." Something inside me shifted then, like dry earth finally breaking to let water seep through. As the weeks turned, we began to share more of ourselves. My sister laughed again, playing with the ranch dog in the yard, and I found myself watching Jacob with a strange mix of gratitude and something deeper, something I didn't dare name. He showed us how to mend fences, how to cook bread in the cast iron, how to draw water from the well without breaking your back.